Infinity 2013 is a major crossover event in which the villain Thanos, a powerful warlord obsessed with destruction and death, launches an invasion of Earth, while the Avengers are off-world fighting the Builders, an ancient race seeking to eradicate lesser civilizations. The story begins with the Avengers, led by Steve Rogers, a super soldier with enhanced strength and strategic genius, responding to a cosmic threat posed by the Builders. Tony Stark, a genius inventor in advanced armor known as Iron Man, stays behind on Earth as part of the Illuminati, a secret group of powerful leaders, including Stephen Strange, a sorcerer wielding mystical abilities as Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, a brilliant scientist with an elastic body known as Mr. Fantastic, T'Challa, a skilled warrior and king called Black Panther, Namor, a superhuman ruler of the oceans, and Black Bolt, the inhuman king whose voice can cause massive destruction. While the Avengers fight in space, Thanos sends his Black Order, a group of deadly generals including Corvus Glaive, a brutal strategist wielding an unbreakable blade, Proxima Midnight, a warrior with energy-infused spears, Ebony Maw, a manipulative telepath, Black Dwarf, a powerful brute, and Supergiant, a psychic parasite, to attack Earth. Thanos seeks the hidden inhuman city of Attilan, ruled by Black Bolt, to locate his secret son, Thane, a hybrid of eternal and inhuman descent with devastating reality-altering powers. Black Bolt, knowing Thanos demands the lives of inhuman youths, triggers a Terrigen bomb, causing Terrigen mist to spread worldwide, awakening latent inhuman abilities in unsuspecting individuals, including Thane, who gains the ability to entrap beings in a state of living death. The Avengers, after defeating the Builders, return to Earth and confront Thanos in Wakanda, a hidden nation led by Black Panther. In the battle, Thane unwillingly uses his powers on Thanos and his Black Order, sealing them in an unbreakable amber-like prison. With Thanos defeated, the Avengers recognize new threats emerging from the unleashed inhuman population, while the Illuminati continue their secret war against planetary incursions. Secret Invasion 2008 is a crossover event in which the Skrulls, a shape-shifting alien race capable of mimicking others at a genetic level, execute a long-planned infiltration of Earth by replacing key figures with disguised operatives. The invasion is led by Varanka, a Skrull queen who believes in a prophecy stating that Earth is destined to be the Skrulls' new home. She replaces Jessica Drew, a highly skilled fighter and espionage expert known as Spider-Woman, using her position within the superhero community to manipulate both the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D., a covert military intelligence agency. Tony Stark, a technological genius in advanced armor recognized as Iron Man, discovers that Skrulls are undetectable by conventional methods, leading to distrust among heroes. Reed Richards, a pioneering scientist with an elastic body referred to as Mr. Fantastic, develops a way to identify Skrull infiltrators but is incapacitated by the invaders before he can act. A Skrull impersonating Henry Pym, a brilliant biochemist and original Ant-Man, disables Janet Van Dyne, a size-changing hero known as Wasp, causing her body to release a biological weapon. The Skrulls unleash sleeper agents, including those replacing Elektra, a highly skilled assassin, and Black Bolt, the inhuman king whose voice can cause cataclysmic destruction. The conflict reaches Wakanda, a technologically advanced African nation ruled by T'Challa, a master strategist and warrior known as Black Panther, as well as Atlantis, an undersea kingdom governed by Namor, a hybrid of human and Atlantean descent possessing immense strength. Meanwhile, Nick Fury, a veteran spy master and former S.H.I.E.L.D. director, resurfaces after years in hiding and assembles a resistance force known as the Secret Warriors, consisting of operatives like Daisy Johnson, an agent with seismic abilities called Quake. A major battle takes place in New York, where Thor, a god of thunder wielding the mystical hammer Mjolnir, and the combined forces of the Avengers, including Steve Rogers, a super soldier known as Captain America, and Clint Barton, a precise marksman known as Hawkeye, fight the Skrull army. Norman Osborn, a calculating industrialist and former Green Goblin, lands the final blow by killing Varanki, positioning himself as a hero in the eyes of the public. Following the invasion, Tony Stark is blamed for failing to prevent the crisis, leading to the dissolution of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Osborn's rise to power as the leader of Hammer, a new security organization. With Skrulls scattered, distrust lingers among Earth's defenders as they struggle to recover from the extensive deception. Age of Apocalypse, 1995, is a crossover event in which Charles Xavier, a telepathic mutant who advocates for peaceful coexistence between humans and mutants as Professor X, is accidentally killed in the past, creating an alternate timeline where Apocalypse, an ancient mutant with vast abilities and a philosophy of survival through strength, rules the world. This change occurs when David Haller, a reality-warping telepath and the son of Charles Xavier, travels back in time intending to eliminate Eric Laneshare, a magnetic-powered mutant known as Magneto, to prevent future conflicts, but mistakenly kills Charles Xavier instead. With Charles Xavier gone, Eric Laneshare leads the X-Men, a resistance group fighting against Apocalypse's dictatorship. This version of the team includes Logan, a mutant with enhanced senses and an unbreakable skeleton known as Weapon X, Jean Grey, a powerful telekinetic and telepath, Ororo Munro, a weather-controlling mutant called Storm, and Pyotr Rasputin, a metal-skinned powerhouse known as Colossus. Apocalypse divides his forces into ruling factions, assigning his horsemen with specific tasks. Warren Worthington III, a winged mutant transformed into a deadly combatant, becomes Death, while Henry McCoy, a scientist with superhuman agility known as Beast, mutates further into a sadistic geneticist experimenting on captives. Remy LeBeau, a kinetic energy-wielding mutant called Gambit, forms his own group, the Externals, to recover a powerful artifact, the Macron Crystal, capable of restoring reality. Nathan Summers, a cybernetically enhanced mutant warrior known as Cable, leads the remaining human resistance in a desperate battle against Apocalypse's forces. With the timeline collapsing, Bishop, a time-displaced mutant with energy absorption abilities, retains memories of the original reality and works with Eric Lenscher's team to undo the changes. A climactic battle occurs in Apocalypse's stronghold as Magneto and his allies fight to hold off the tyrant's forces long enough for the timeline to be restored. The conflict ends when Bishop successfully resets history, erasing Apocalypse's rule and restoring the original timeline, leaving only lingering consequences from the altered events. Fear itself, 2011, is a crossover event in which the Asgardian deity Odin, ruler of Asgard and father of Thor, senses the return of a long-banished threat, the Serpent, an ancient god of fear and his long-lost brother. The Serpent sends magical hammers known as the Worthy across Earth, transforming select individuals into his powerful enforcers. Juggernaut, an unstoppable force named Cain Marko, becomes Kurth, Breaker of Stone. Hulk, a gamma-powered giant with limitless strength called Bruce Banner, is turned into Null, Breaker of Worlds. Titania, a superhumanly strong warrior named Mary McFerrin, takes the title Skirn, Breaker of Men. Atuma, an Atlantean warlord seeking dominance over the oceans, becomes Nurkad, Breaker of Oceans. Grey Gargoyle, a villain with the ability to turn people into stone known as Paul-Pierre Duval, takes the name Mok, Breaker of Faith. Absorbing Man, a criminal named Carl Creel, capable of replicating any material, becomes Greythoth, Breaker of Wills. Thing, a rock-skinned powerhouse called Ben Grimm, unwillingly turns into Angrier, Breaker of Souls. The Worthy rampage across the world, spreading chaos and destruction. Steve Rogers, a super soldier and master tactician known as Captain America, leads Earth's heroes against the Serpent's forces. Tony Stark, a genius inventor wearing advanced armor known as Iron Man, forges new enchanted weapons using Asgardian metal to counter the enemy's power. Thor, the god of thunder and wielder of Mjolnir, confronts the Serpent directly in battle. During the fight, Bucky Barnes, a highly trained operative formerly known as the Winter Soldier, is seemingly killed while using the mantle of Captain America. Thor defeats the Serpent, but is mortally wounded in the process. As the battle ends, Steve Rogers reclaims his role as Captain America, and Thor's sacrifice forces Odin to reconsider his approach to protecting both Asgard and Earth. The conflict leaves lasting consequences, with the Worthy's destruction altering the balance of power among heroes and villains. The Onslaught Saga, 1996 to 1997, is a crossover event in which Charles Xavier, a telepathic mutant known for leading the X-Men, accidentally creates Onslaught, a powerful entity formed from his suppressed darkness, merging with the consciousness of Eric Lenscher, a mutant with control over magnetism known as Magneto. Onslaught emerges after Charles Xavier erases Eric Lenscher's mind during a battle, unknowingly absorbing his aggression and willpower. The entity possesses vast psionic abilities, reality-warping power, and an intense hatred for humanity and mutants alike. Onslaught begins manipulating events in secret, capturing Franklin Richards, a child with immense reality-altering potential, and the son of Reed Richards and Susan Storm, who are members of the Fantastic Four. He also takes control of Nate Gray, a powerful telepath and telekinetic known as X-Man, intending to use their abilities to reshape existence. After revealing himself, Onslaught wages war against Earth's heroes, including Steve Rogers, a super soldier known as Captain America, Tony Stark, an armored genius called Iron Man, Thor, the god of thunder wielding Mjolnir, Bruce Banner, a scientist who transforms into the unstoppable Hulk, and Logan, a mutant with regenerative abilities and retractable adamantium claws known as Wolverine. Onslaught's power expands when he sheds his physical form, becoming an even greater threat. The X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and other heroes unite in battle against him in New York City. To stop Onslaught, non-mutant heroes, including Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, Thor, Bruce Banner, and others, sacrifice themselves by entering his energy form, causing him to dissipate. This event seemingly erases them from existence, but Franklin Richards secretly transports them to an alternate reality. With Onslaught defeated, Earth is left without many of its greatest heroes, leading to a temporary shift in power among those who remain. The War of the Realms 2019 is a crossover event in which Malekith, a dark elf who seeks total domination, wages war across the 10 realms, eventually bringing the conflict to Earth. Malekith forms the Dark Council, an alliance of powerful beings, including Laufey, the king of the Frost Giants, Ulik, a troll warlord, Cinder, the queen of Muspelheim's fire demons, and Dario Agger, a ruthless businessman who transforms into the Minotaur. With Asgard weakened and Thor, the god of thunder, trapped, Malekith's forces invade Midgard, which is also known as Earth. New York City becomes a battleground as heroes like Steve Rogers, a super soldier known as Captain America, Tony Stark, a genius in advanced armor called Iron Man, and Carol Danvers, an energy-powered warrior known as Captain Marvel, lead the resistance. Jane Foster, a former wielder of Mjolnir and an ally of the gods, takes up the weapon Underyarn and becomes the new Valkyrie. Odin, the Allfather of Asgard, and Freya, the queen of the gods, organize a last stand against Malekith's army. Loki, the god of mischief, initially serves Malekith, but ultimately aids in the battle after being swallowed by Laufey and cutting his way out from within. Thor returns with reinforcements from various realms and reforges Mjolnir using the energies of the Mother Storm. He leads an assault on Malekith and Stonehenge, where Malekith attempts to sacrifice Thor's younger self, his present self, and his future self, but the plan fails. With his forces defeated, Malekith is consumed by his own illusions and is trapped in a realm of eternal torment. As the war ends, Jane Foster assumes her role as the new Valkyrie, Thor reclaims his status as the god of thunder, and the realms begin to recover from the devastation.